Hey guys, this is my third video here talking about my Roberts 770X reel-to-reel recorder. And first two videos I discussed a kind of an overview of how to replace the electrolytic capacitors, and the second video was talking about the play and the record functions and how those were switched out, and how you can also use those preamps as a guitar amplifier. And so I thought I would do a third video here about talking a little bit more about the play and record function, and also another problem with these recorders that I've found out are the cams. There are 4 cams in the reel section of this recorder. They're on the play and the fast forward controls. And so I thought I would again talk about that issue and how you can get replacements and how to change those out. So and again, this is the cabinet. I also decided to put a grounded 3-prong plug on here too, so just as a little extra safety precautions. And so you can see this arm here, which is this is what I was talking about. This is the arm that switches from the play to the record mode on the preamp section. And those 2 white switches that are on top of each of the preamps, you can see there's a tab up here and this tab down here. So when it's in the play mode, this arm is all the way over. And then when you go into the record mode, there's a cam up top that pushes this arm over, and it pushes those switches over on those preamps, and that enables the record mode. So, and again, the problem with these is they use pot metal, cheap pot metal that over time is basically deteriorated and fallen apart. So a lot of these Roberts and Akai recorders have the same problem. So fortunately, I didn't know this when I bought this, but fortunately I've found some replacement cams that again, I'll discuss that a little later in the video. So but I will I'm going to take the reel section out of this cabinet, because I'm also going to there's some run motor capacitors. The motor's here behind here, and there's a couple of capacitors that are in here that I didn't change yet because I wasn't sure of what to use and how to do it, and I think I figured it out. So I bought some of these. These are AC capacitors, not DC capacitors. So I watched there's another video on YouTube of somebody that was changing one of these out, and I don't think he knew it. He put a DC electrolytic capacitor in there, and it blew up. So the capacitor blew up. But these are AC motor run motor capacitors. They use them a lot in ceiling fans and things like that. Also, you know, anything that has a motor in them, air conditioners, things like that, have them in here. So, but I found these, they sell them on Amazon and a lot of other places you can find them. So I'm pretty sure this is going to work fine. But the motor seems to run pretty well, but it does seem once it gets warmed up, after it's been used a little while, when you're fast forwarding through a tape, once it gets about halfway or 3/4 of the way through that tape, it starts to slow down and then it stops. But it doesn't seem to affect the play or the rewind, but mainly more on the forward part of it. So this should you know, remedy that. So so I'll show you that a little closer too once I pull the reel-to-reel section out of this cabinet. So hang with me, and I'll show you that here in a little bit. So okay, so we've got the turned around here to the front now, and I'll show you how to take this cover off real fast too, because there's one thing that threw me off when I was trying to take it off when I first did this. So again, maybe this will save you some time. I've already removed some screws. So there's 3 up here, but this was the one that threw me off on the on this left side. That screw won't come out. It just spins freely. And so these 2 will, and then on this one, these 3 will come out. And you take this cover off. And then again, this cover won't come off. It just kind of sits there. It's attached to the cover. So then there's also 1 screw here holding the faceplate on. Then 1 here. And you'll also have to take the 2 control arms off for the play, record, and for the rewind, fast forward. And the pinch roller, which this is that. And I found a replacement pinch roller on these. It was on reverb.com. They're probably on eBay or wherever else, but it seems to work really well. It was a pain getting the old rubber off, but I got it pretty much all off of the metal, and it slid on nice. It's a good tight fit, and I've read where people say that you should send them off to somebody that I guess they put the rubber on there and then they lathe it down to so it's perfectly around. But I haven't noticed any big deal with it. So I think that this is about $20 for the rubber. So and then so that needs to come off. That goes here. And then the other thing you want to make sure when you buy these, if you buy one of these, is make sure it has this this little fitting. It's I believe it's for the it goes here. If you don't have that, I don't think it'll play correctly. It's the switch between different recording speeds, and because you've got a low and a high tape speed, and you have to use this interchangeably in order to make it work correctly. So I guess these get lost a lot because they pop off easy. So you always want to make sure that, fortunately, again, I got lucky and had that there. So, but so you'll have to take that off, take the pinch roller off, the 2 screws, these screws up here, and then if I can get it to pop off here. Oh yeah. Forgot one thing. Need to remove. Remove that guy too. And you'll see it slides off pretty easily. And you see how that cover ring just spins. It's just so that's how you get the cover off. And there's all the controls. This is purely mechanical. There's really no, which is I think is pretty amazing how everything's still working. But you can turn a lever and you can see exactly what's being done with these. There's nothing digital. There's no circuit boards or anything like that. It's all mechanical. So, and then here, talking about, I was discussing the cams between these. They're hard to see. There's a cam right here. It goes around for this control, and there's this cam here. And again, fortunately, the 2 top cams that are on this this recorder are in really good shape. I don't see any cracking or disintegration, and which is good for me because I don't know how you would get these things out of here. There's a lot of other. I'm assuming you'd have to take all of this off, and springs, and maybe some of these other arms. So my problem was the two. There's two up again. There's two up here, and then on the back side there's two, and that's the reason when I got this, it wouldn't go into record mode because that cam was broken off there, so it wasn't kicking this switch over, or this arm over, and putting it in a record mode. So fortunately the two back cams are really fairly easy to replace. They're right there. So, but these two front ones, I'm afraid would be kind of a pain to change out. Maybe you can see that cam moving in there. There's a better shot of it. Again, those cams are pushing other levers and doing other things. So so those are well-known issues again with these Roberts and these Akai recorders. So again, keep that in mind if you find one of these and you want to buy it. I said I found their replacement cams for these on I found them on eBay, and they're about $80, and they're made out of plastic. I guess they're 3D printers they've been able to recreate these cams, so they should be better than the original ones. So, but anyways, I'm going to pause this, and then I'm going to take this out, and then I'll show you the back side of the reel-to-reel section. So